Welcome to MarcusG.tv. I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano, and I'm a chef on a mission. Today's mission is baking soda. You know, most of us think of baking soda as something you keep in the refrigerator or to a baking recipe. They don't really realize the benefits and the power of baking soda. Baking soda, known as sodium bicarbonate, has so many uses, and it's so cheap and inexpensive to use. So as a chef and a food health nut, here's some of the things that I've learned to do with baking soda. To give a little history, ancient Egyptians used this natural mineral called natron, which contains sodium bicarbonate. They use this for medicinal purposes and for cleaning. In 1791, Nicolas Leblanc, a French chemist, produced sodium ash, known as sodium bicarbonate, for the first time. And in 1846, two New Yorkers started the first commercial production of baking soda. So first off, our bodies produce sodium bicarbonate naturally. It's produced in our pancreas. And it's used as a buffering system to buffer the acids for our digestion and for our body functions. And if we're not producing enough of it, that's when we possibly could have health consequences. One of the first things people use baking soda for is to brush their teeth. I think that's really one of the more common uses besides the refrigerator and in baking recipes. People know that you can buy baking soda toothpaste, or you can just simply gargle and wash your mouth and brush your teeth with a little bit of baking soda and water. Plaque busting, because we use it to brush our teeth, it is very effective for plaque busting. One of the more common uses for baking soda now is to alkalize our bodies. If you've read The pH Miracle by Dr. Robert Young, he talks about the body's pH and how important it is to keep our pH up, because disease usually happens in an acidic body, right? So a lot of people are now using baking soda to boost their alkalinity. And one of the best ways to do that is probably 2 to 3 teaspoons per gallon of water. Now I know baking soda is going to have a slightly salty, tangy taste. However, if you're doing 2 to 3 teaspoons per gallon, you're not going to taste it nearly as much as doing 1 teaspoon per glass, which is what you would do for acid reflux. Yes, acid reflux. It works phenomenal with acid reflux. As a young chef, I had terrible acid reflux because I was eating the food that I was cooking for our guests. And that food was lamb, foie gras, and I throw an occasional salad in there, so I had my healthy kick, right? You know, salad with a sugary, oil-based dressing, not knowing, you know, the damaging effects of the food that I was eating. I was having acid reflux so bad that my doctor in Colorado wanted to operate because none of the medicine that he was prescribing was actually working. I had Tums at my nightstand on my bed, and there were many nights I would just sit up in bed and drink water and take Tums because I had such bad acid reflux I couldn't sleep, and it was terrible. After I altered my diet, that went away, of course, but my doctor never told me to alter my diet. My doctor was like, just let's take this medicine. Let's take this medicine. Here's this, and none of it was working. Now, if I happen to get acid reflux, I take baking soda, and it goes right away, literally within a matter of 60 seconds. The relief is on, and it is amazing. I wished I knew that when I was actually suffering. But because I was suffering from that medical condition and several others, it actually helped me to actually change my diet and change the way I look at food, and in turn, change the way that I cook food for our guests, because I do have a confession. The food that I was cooking, I was killing you. I was killing me, and I was killing you because it was all fancy, high fat, high preservative, high cholesterol foods. It just weren't necessary. They're just not necessary. You can make food taste good without all of that. Another great source of it, or great use of it, would be colds and flus. You can take a half a teaspoon 6 times daily the first day that you get the onsets of flu or a cold, and then decrease that over the days to 4, 5, 3, half teaspoons per day. Another great way to use baking soda is to combine it with apple cider vinegar, real apple cider vinegar, and take what's called a detox bath. Now, I love to take these when I feel achy. You fill the bathtub up with as hot as water as you can possibly sit in it, right? You put your cup of you put your cup of apple cider in, then you put your baking soda in, and I would put maybe a half a cup of baking soda, and you submerge your body into that when it's as hot as you can stand it, and you just sit there and let the water totally cool down. The hot water opens your pores, the baking soda and the apple cider vinegar start to detox you and pull stuff out of your cells. See, Baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, is a detoxifier as well because it pulls excess lactic acid out of your system. And if you're an athlete, you definitely want to avoid lactic acid, right? That's the stuff that builds up when you're doing endurance runs, cycling, swimming, things like that. So, believe it or not, there's a term called soda doping. They used it with horses for a long time. Even in the Olympics, to do something called soda doping, which is take a teaspoon and a glass of water of baking soda and consume that before your endurance. Now, there are studies out there. The last study I read was in an hour-long endurance activity, such as running, swimming, you can shave almost 10% off of your time. Because as the lactic acid starts to build up, the sodium bicarbonate, the baking soda, is dumping the lactic acid out of your system. So the next thing is, okay, if it's dumping it out of my system while I'm working out, what happens if I'm intentionally poisoning myself with alcohol? I don't drink as much as I nearly used to because I've learned to alter my diet, alter my lifestyle, and be a lot healthier. But however, there were many times where when I was drinking, I would say, you know what? I want to lessen my hangover. I want to lessen the effects of the alcohol. I want to dump some of the toxins, and I would drink a teaspoon of sodium bicarbonate in water before I went to bed. And everybody that I told to do this to that was drinking did it with amazing results. Like, oh my gosh, Marcus, thank you very much. I didn't realize that. Now, I'm not advocating drinking alcohol here, okay? When you drink alcohol, you kill millions of brain cells, you kill millions of liver cells. It's not a matter of your body only thinks you're having one drink and there's certain cells that aren't going to die. Every drink produces cell death, okay? And long-term effects of that are not good for your body. Short-term aren't either. So I'm not advocating drinking. I'm just saying if you do drink and the detox bath, you can also do a foot soak in baking soda. Take, quarter cup of baking soda, which is about 3 tablespoons of baking soda, put it into a foot bath and soak your feet in that. It'll get rid of nice aches and pains and make your feet feel revitalized, especially if you're a runner. I just got done running some trails and my feet are a little bruised up from that. I wasn't wearing the right shoes. So a baking soda bath, here my feet come. Probably one of the biggest benefits of baking soda is for cancer treatment. Now, you can Google this and find this all over the web. You can find true testimonials of people that were basically on their deathbed or with months to live, that after nothing was working, after chemo wasn't working, radiation, they resorted to baking soda. And you can hear real testimonials of real people. And in fact, there's doctors, many doctors around the world that prescribe to it. You can look at Dr. Tullio from Italy, who has successfully treated breast cancer and other cancers with baking soda, with oral baking soda. You don't have to do it intravenously, it's orally done. And he has amazing results. You can also read the book, Rich Man's Poor Man's Cancer Treatment by Dr. Mark Sirkis. It is a phenomenal short read, and it talks all about how baking soda is used to help with cancer. And so read the book, listen to the testimonials. If you're concerned about cancer, whether you have it or whether you think you might get it, because you so-called have genes that might get cancer, okay? Now, I want to say something about genes, okay? Lifestyle trumps genes any day. Because a lot of people say it's in my genes. My family has breast cancer, history of breast cancer, heart disease, whatever. Lifestyle triumphs genes any day, okay? Eating French fries, eating foie gras, eating fried foods, eating sugar, refined sugar, not fruit, but refined sugar, like corn syrup, drinking sodas, potato chips, eating hot dogs, eating a lot of meat. That triumphs your genes any day. So, alkalizing your body, eating lots of fruits, lots of veggies, preferably raw, keeping the fat down in your diet to a certain, to a certain range. Not overdoing the fat. That triumphs your genes any day. And that right there is the most powerful thing ever. Because you don't have to say, I'm doomed because of my genes. It's not necessary. Between baking soda naturally occurring in our environment and our body's environment, because it's produced by our pancreas, baking soda is a win-win-win. And the third win comes because it's so inexpensive to buy. Now, I don't buy the traditional mass-marketed big brand baking soda. I actually buy Bob's Red Mill. So it might cost you more than $1, but realistically, at $1.50, $2, it's one of the best single investments you could make for your health and longevity. I do promise that. So do some research on baking soda. I would definitely recommend getting on the baking soda bandwagon. Trust me, you'll love it. And it's not only for cooking in the refrigerator. I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, share it, pass it on, and thanks for watching.